Okay, good afternoon. Once again, for the record, we are on the record, and Scott Moritz is on the phone, attending telephonically. He wasn't able to make it in person today. So thank you for coming back to the table. We have continued to work for a settlement to this, work towards something that maybe we can all agree on, and so we have another offer that we'd like you to consider today. And so Heather's been putting together the details of that, and she will go over that.
Oh, seriously? It knows that I need to use it.
It's just the process.
All right. So this is the current chart that we're working off of. The yellow lines is the 1% that we received for the third-year contract. This is not written anywhere in the contract, so I made sure we included it here. So the city's offering a 6.04% to base as a market adjustment. That's broken down to the biweekly. The annual calculation could be slightly off versus what you see out of the payroll system, just because of rounding issues. The payroll system uses 3 decimals. I only use 2 in Excel. And then those are just the formula calculations. And here is your copy electronically, your hard copy. I'm guessing you guys are going to want time to caucus.
We are. I wanted to ask a couple questions first, though. So, as a base adjustment, this would not affect our longevity or our clothing allowance, but this would affect our holiday pay and step up, because
Yes.
those are the ones that are
That is
affected
correct.
by base.
Clothing allowance too.
It will affect clothing allowance?
I don't know on that one. I'd have to look it
I
up.
don't think so.
I don't
Clothing
think
is
so.
just off of cost of living.
Is it a
Yeah.
COLA too? We can look it up.
Cost of living
Might
is
be right,
correct.
but I'm not 100%
It's calculated with it in there, but
Okay.
it's really not that
It's not that much.
much.
Yeah.
So
No, it's
Well,
only.
it's a good question.
yeah, I thought clothing allowance was included in that, so we can look at, because that's an easy fix for me.
But it does not affect longevity. I know is
Yeah,
the big one.
it would not increase, or it wouldn't increase the longevity scale.
Correct.
So,
Clothing allowance, according to Articles 14 on page 15, shall be adjusted on an annual basis by such cost of living allowances as are approved by the city.
Okay, so
So-
I'll get that fixed.
okay.
Paradise Conference Room is available for you if you need time to caucus, and I understand.
Yes.
Do you have any other questions before you go?
Not that I can think of right now.
Okay. We'll be in the, did you tell them we'll be in the legal conference room? If you want, did you just say that? No. Oh, we will be if you'll just let us know when you're ready to meet again.
Good.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we're back on the record. Scott Moritz is on the phone with us, and you guys asked for a caucus, so
Okay. One question we have coming out of caucus is where did this number come from? How did you guys come to this number?
okay, it's a fair question. Do you want to take it or do you want me to?
You can.
Basically, what we looked at is a 4% adjustment to the base, or to the scale in Schedule A. And then Heather did a lot of calculations to determine what the average step for all employees on the hybrid plan and the police plan was. And that average of all those employees, for everybody that was currently
For all
on the
positions that are
plan
filled.
that are filled, yes, exactly. So the average of all of those steps for those employees, because you've got different steps for different people within those plans, was 2.04%. Since you guys don't have a step, we added that 2.04% to the 4% base adjustment that we were looking at, and that's 6.04.
Okay. Did you guys at any point consider doing it for everyone that was below step 6 or below their market?
And not averaging the other ones?
Just simply because we spent a year doing compensation study, or compensation committee, and going over numbers, and we feel strongly that the results of that committee showed that we were under market. And step 6 is where the city has established the market to be. So so that would put us on pace with, or on the same playing field as everybody else that was under market.
No, as I understand it, the numbers that were used were all the steps citywide for all positions that were filled. The other thing we talked about is whether or not we consider longevity in that calculation as to what the equivalent step is for you guys, and we did not factor that in. That would have brought it down much less than 2.04. So we didn't stop it at that market level, but we also didn't subtract longevity.
Okay. Well, one thing we do feel like there was some good information shared when we were in the compensation committee over the last year, and we're hoping that we're able to continue that, because we're going to obviously have ongoing negotiations. We've got a full contract next year,
Right.
and we would like to have some effort to help us reach our market in the future. 6.04 is honestly the best raise that I would have gotten in the time that I've been here in over 17 years, and so we feel like this is, like, we can agree to that.
Okay.
But we would like both sides to continue to work on this in the future, so that we can get so that we can at some point get to our market.
And I understand that. I think what we should probably do is get this done for this cycle, and really discuss and make sure we're both on the same page as to what that committee's purpose is, and what the goal of it is, and how whatever comes out of that committee will be utilized. And I think there was some miscommunication or misinterpretation, or just a difference of interpretation this time around regarding that committee. And that's been something that we've talked about multiple times in these negotiation sessions. So if we're going to go down that route, I would really like to see if we can come to an agreement as to what that meeting is about, why we're having it, and what we plan to do. And I don't know if we'll be able to come to an agreement on that. I don't know until we have that discussion. And that can be something that I think we can meet about and discuss outside of contract negotiations to see if we can get there. I have no problems at least having that discussion.
Okay. Well, and I appreciate that, because we want the outcome of that to have some bearing on negotiations, and we want, because we want it to establish what our market is, and we want it to be fair to both sides. And I don't think I agree with you that we can do that outside of negotiations, but at some point we both need to be on the same page as far as what it means,
Right.
and we need to come out of that with an understanding that we're both on the same page, that we both understand what the outcome of that committee was.
Well, and I know that you want the outcome to be a specific market analysis, and that's a lot of work, and I'm not sure that everybody, myself included, understands what really that entails as far as the amount of factors that have to be considered. But let's have that discussion. I have no problem doing that.
Okay. Well.
Okay.
Yeah. Then, like I said, we appreciate the effort or the support that we've gotten from the community, and from the other unions within the community, as well as the mayor and council, and we're glad that we've got a result and don't have to go to fact finding. I don't think the fact finding.
For the TA, just so I don't forget, once you TA, I'll send it to Moritz, and he will send it back, and I'll distribute it electronically.
Okay.
Do you have I don't think we
forget
have
that piece.
a TA line on this
We
last
don't.
proposal. So
Okay. Well, if you want me to meet afterwards and
You can just sign it now.
just sign this and
Yep.
hand it back over.
yeah.
TA and date, please.
So for the record, that there's not a TA line, but you're signing that you tentatively agree with this, and we'll have Moritz do the same thing. Scott, what steps do we need to take to let the fact-finding commissioners that have been selected know that we've reached a resolution?
I think each side just notifies in writing their named person, just to call them off, and then and then I document just in a letter back and forth to each other that there's been a resolution, there's no need for it.
Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
One just real brief thing, and this is just a housekeeping thing. We had a grievance that resulted in over Kelly Days. And there was an MOU that was signed to be able to resolve that. Do we wait until next year to bring that on the table, or is that something that needs to have a signed copy put in with our contract?
So the MOU will be, by its nature, is incorporated into that contract. And so since we're only open for Schedule A this year, that MOU will just stay. Are you asking whether or not we need to revise that part of the contract
Yes,
as well?
that's what I'm asking.
No.
So it just stays as an addendum behind the contract,
Correct.
and then we incorporate it next year.
Yes. Yeah, next year is the whole contract, and so those MOUs will be on the table for discussion, and we come out with a new contract with no MOUs, however that ends up looking.
Okay.
So, but those MOUs obviously are still in effect until the expiration of the contract, which is next year.
Sounds good.
Okay,
All right.
all right. Thank you. Thank you.
I was looking through the contract. We'll insert a new Schedule A, but I think we also need to update I think it's Schedule D.
Holiday pay.
We'll update all the schedules
Well,
as impacts.
and I guess,
Schedule D, because it basically sets out the amounts of the annual base salary that are now 2 raises out of date. So my suggestion is we make Schedule D consistent with the new Schedule A, because it's just informative and not substantive, because it's based upon the 5% of the base pay. Then there's no confusion,
one other item too.
if that's agreeable.
One other item along those lines is paramedic incentive is also calculated on their base. So that one would need to be updated as well.
It's also tied to how longevity.
Oh, I
is
guess
calculated.
it doesn't, yeah, because it doesn't actually have a dollar amount, it says a
Right, it's just
percentage.
It's a,
Just a calculation.
it's the
That's right.
longevity
So that will
calculation.
change.
All right.
Yeah, but just for clarification, just that we'll provide a new Schedule D and a new Schedule A, because they need to be consistent with each other.
Everyone good?
And, yeah.
All right. So success again. We've had 2 in one day.
Yeah. They
Right.
were both a long time coming, though.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.